Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Roman, and this is discussion post 1 of week 3. And what I am going to be discussing, excuse me, are quasi contracts. Now, I did not know what quasi contracts were before we read about it in chapter 7, but as opposed to express contracts or implied contracts, quasi contracts are implied in law and are not actual contracts. Rather, they are fictional contracts that courts can impose on the parties as if the parties had entered into an actual contract. And that definition is according to our book. And the word quasi is Latin for as if. So, two things need to take place in order for a quasi contract to be imposed. The person, first, one person receives unjust enrichment, and that person needs to have knowledge of this unjust enrichment and they readily accept something. So, for a very basic example, say a man delivered a pizza to somebody and this guy readily accepts it. He takes it. He knows he didn't order it, but he readily takes it, accepts it, and then says, "Hey, I didn't order this pizza. I'm not paying for it though." So if this were actually taken to a court, a quasi contract could be imposed because the man knew about it and he readily accepted something that wasn't his. He was unjustly enriched. But on the contrary, if a mowing company mows somebody's yard, and then a week later he gets a bill from that company saying, "Hey, we mowed your yard, we did this, we expect to be paid," but the man didn't know where it came from. He had no knowledge of the situation, because the company ended up cutting the wrong person's yard, and he had no idea that where the service came from. He didn't have knowledge of them coming to his house. In this instance, if the company that cut the yard tried to go to the courts for the courts to get a quasi contract imposed, it wouldn't happen because the man had no prior knowledge of the services that they would be provide, and he didn't or wouldn't have readily accepted them if he knew about it. So those are two different examples. A more professional example, I guess, is according to legaldictionary.net, and this was the case of Salomon versus Terra. And to summarize the case, Salomon is a home builder, and Terra is a landowner. He owns two properties, and the man that bought the properties said that he was able to pay the man when he built certain structures or houses. It talked about on the land, and he was going to sell them to a third party, and then from those funds he was able to pay Terra, and Terra accepted that. But there ended up being a financial crisis, and Salomon couldn't find the funds in order to build the houses. So there's half-built houses, and he's actually not able to pay Terra. So what Salomon what he did do, was go to the courts to try to get a quasi contract imposed, saying this man was unjustly enriched. And at first, the courts did accept that, and he was awarded $15,000 for his damages and materials that he spent trying to make these houses. But when Terra went to an appellate court, when he appealed, they denied the quasi contract that was imposed, saying that when Terra appealed the decision, the appellate division reversed the lower court, holding that the lower court's finding of a quasi-contract was erroneous. And it says here, according to the court, even if Terra was enriched and Salomon had suffered, there was no evidence to prove that either of these results were unjust. So in this more professional example, a quasi-contract was not imposed. So again, my name is Mike Roman, and this is my discussion to everyone on quasi-contracts. Thank you.